are these people?
This one I love, and I love this woman, and she's just one of my favorite people. And I can tell you now, she's getting an Indie Media Award this year. Laura Kay, Normal Island News. Everybody needs a little bit of humor, a little bit of snark, and a little bit of sarcasm in their life. And I love sarcasm. So Laura, she's brilliant. She's British. She writes probably 3 to 4 pieces a week. And every single one of them, it just punches you right in the face. But it's funny. Mm-hmm. It's funny. And you're going to see this one written about our friend Julian. Julian. You know what? Before we do that, let's just put up the donate links one more time now that more people are here. Welcome to everyone. And thank you to everyone that has already contributed, donated, subscribed. We've got Cash App. We've got Rumble. We've got Substack. We got Patreon. We also have Ko-fi. You can see the QR code up there now. All right. You can just scan that QR code with your phone, and you can pay via PayPal or credit card, and it goes right to our PayPal. They didn't even take a fee. Ko-fi's really nice. We like those guys. So Laura's article starts, and I literally, look, she has me giggling before I even start reading the article. Man could be extradited to the U.S. for telling the truth. He set a disturbing precedent. Yes. So I like to put this in reader mode. It's a little easier to see. All right. A man could be extradited to America due to disturbing allegations that he attempted to tell the truth while doing journalism. A shiver just went down my spine as I typed those words. Some of us attended journalist school for years just so we could ignore everything we were taught and repeat the propaganda of our leaders to enrich ourselves. Then some do-gooder made a website that attempted to upend all that by revealing the undeniable truth about things we wanted to keep secret.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. Okay, thankfully, the most principled factions in U.S. politics, Hillary Clinton supporters and people with Confederate flags who get aroused by AR-15s, are disgusted with the man who told the truth and want him to be locked up for 175 years in a supermax prison. Personally, I would feed him.
Shame.
Personally, she would feed him to the rednecks. Normal Island News, of course, is a reader-supported publication, so let's hook her up. The man who told the truth is called Julian Assange, and his highly informative website is called WikiLeaks. WikiLeaks! That's another one you've got to get from Trump. If you're a sensible person, you should avoid WikiLeaks under all circumstances because it would help you stay informed about your leaders rather than just voting for one of the 2 identical teams to save your country from the other identical team, who are the most terrible people ever, apart from the people who don't play the team sport. Obviously, you should know that your entire system is based on lies and corruption because you're too stupid to process all that, and it would only upset you. Therefore, you should get irrationally angry at the man who tried to upset you with the truth. He's to blame for all the bad things that are happening in the 2 best countries ever, Britain and America. America is well, yes, ever. America is desperate to get its hands on Assange so the Clinton Foundation can torture him to death for national security reasons and make up for the time Hillary failed to take him out with a drone strike. However, if the enormously popular 106-year-old Joe Biden somehow loses the next election, Jared Kushner and Marjorie Taylor Greene will drown Assange in the swamp that Donald Trump pretended to drain last time he was president. Funny, she says MTG because MTG's actually advocated to free Julian, but I think once Trump is president, you'll hear her shut up very quickly about that. If you're getting a bit lost because you're not sure where America is or why the hell we always do as it tells us to, I can confirm that America is that country across the Atlantic that is sometimes called Angry Canada because it won't stop killing brown people in the name of self-defense. Holy shit. The country that let its schools become shooting ranges won't give people cancer care unless they can raise enough money on GoFundMe, cares enormously about the safety and security of its people. This is why it's got a bombs budget so big it gives surplus bombs to its little brother called Israel. As you can see, America is the most sensible country in the world, and we should definitely be sending journalists
Censored?
sensible. Sensible. And we should definitely be sending journalists who don't do as they're told there. I'm so glad a shameless propagandist who would never bother to inform you because it means I would never become a target of the state and live in a very nice life, thank you. Only honest journalists become targets. So Assange is a hate figure in America because he tricked the few Americans who pay attention into not voting for Hillary Clinton in 2016 by publishing factual information about her. Yes, factual information about her and the Podesta leaks. But also about the State Department cables and about the Iraq war logs and about the Afghanistan war logs. It was not, and he's not even being tried for the Podesta leaks. He's being tried for the Afghan and Iraq war logs. This enabled 17 Americans to make informed decisions based on the facts, and they refused to vote for the person whose values are the opposite of their own. Those 17 Americans, of course, who pay attention, definitely handed the election to Donald Trump, even though they were never going to vote for Hillary and didn't vote for Trump. This was all part of Assange's plan, and Trump was so grateful he dredged up an archaic law that hadn't been used in 100 years to prosecute Assange. As you can see, the logic of Hillary supporters is infallible, and they're totally right to blame the 17 people who didn't understand it was her turn. In America, you're supposed to choose one side, stick to that side forever, allow the worst people imaginable to be entitled to your vote, no matter how genocidal they are, and scream at people who vote for the other genocidal person on social media. If you don't...
Russian scum!
Well, yes, he's one of them, and if you don't, it's because you don't love freedom. Of course. America has the most sophisticated electoral system on Earth, and this is why it calls itself the land of the free, even though no one else does. Obviously, the UK is trying its utmost to follow in the footsteps of the US, and this means WikiLeaks was not going to let our wonderful, non-corrupt politicians off the hook. It was WikiLeaks that revealed Rishi Sunak as a robot that uses ChatGPT as its operating system, which is why it can make impressively human-like public speeches. Wes Streeting as a soulless career politician who was somehow cloned from the toenail clippings of David Cameron, even though toenails don't contain DNA. Sir Keir Starmer,
who are these people?
Yes. We got a Kofi.
We got a Kofi.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All right. Keir Starmer.
Kate. Appreciate you, Kate.
Thank you. Keir Starmer is not responsible for his own U-turns and is bullied into them by corporate donors who give him lots of money. And, of course, Liz Truss, lettucehead, is an idiot who became prime minister when she accidentally walked through the wrong door and couldn't find her way out of the building. The Tories were so desperate for a leader, they saw Liz holding a telephone upside down and realized her skill set exceeded that of all the other candidates. And on top of all these shocking revelations, Assange revealed that politicians in Britain and America are really fond of things like mass surveillance, torture, and war crimes.
Yep.
Sadly, some members of the public don't understand that those things are only bad when other countries do them, especially if they have the wrong religion or skin color. God.
Definitely.
When our politicians violate human rights and line their own pockets, it's totally fine. And it's only the people who expose those non-crimes who have committed a crime. This is because we are civilized countries that respect the rule of law, and the most corrupt people imaginable make our laws. I love her so much. I mean, I wish I could write like that. Well, you know what? I made a post about 2 weeks ago that said if I wasn't already married, I'd be proposing to this woman. She's phenomenal. And she gets a ton of love and restacks and 58 comments. And everyone, this is one of your best. Her and Caitlin Johnstone demonstrated beyond question that 1984 was not a work of fiction, but prediction. The world is truly in danger, and the USA is the monster in charge.
Poet, and they didn't know it.
Seriously. I mean, just poetry. Absolutely.